Welcome back. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm just saying welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. It's 8 o'clock.
Oh,
And you're
my
kicking it with
head.
your girl Leslie with the poofy eyes.
Oh my God, my head hurts.
Her allergies have went to her brain. She forgot how to talk, people.
Oh my God, I did.
That's the reason why we're live radio. We can't redo it. Poor Leslie. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh my goodness, yeah. My head hurts. I can't breathe. My eyes are all puffy. I'm a hot mess.
See, I went to the lake to go hang out with Taco.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Oh, it went pretty good. She decided she's going to cut her grass and come in here and be all fucked up. Knowing good goddamn well this shit happens every time.
But this is the thing. It wasn't too hot out. So I'm like, okay, it's a good time because I'm like, it's probably going to rain. I'm going to be going out of town again this week. So this weekend, I have to get it done. And I didn't cut my back grass last time because it was starting to get ready to start raining. So I didn't cut the back grass. So the back grass is already too tall. I got part of the back grass cut. Then I had to take the weed eater to the part of it because that part's too tall.
Then she comes in here, people, and she's like, you'd think I'd hire somebody to do this. And I'm like, it ain't like you don't make enough money to hire someone to cut your grass. And, well, sometimes I just want it done my way. Well, people, her way ends up this way. And then she'll be upset for a couple of days because her head's hurting, because of her sinuses. She'll be taking a bunch of sinus medicine to clear it up. And then in about 2 weeks, we'll repeat the whole process again. I'm not being mean, but I know how you work. Like, I feel bad. I understand why your dad cuts your grass sometimes.
Yeah, he'll just come by and cut my grass sometimes.
He's got to the point, he's like, in all these years, I can do it.
Oh, you can? Well, this is the thing. Like, but I really don't complain about, like, my allergies or whatever. Because I take a Claritin daily, and then when I cut the grass, I take 2 Claritins. That I probably shouldn't do that, but I take 2 Claritins the day I cut the grass.
She's prepared right before it happens.
Proactive. But the thing is, like, I still forget that I'm allergic to all the grass and the weeds. And then, like, my rosacea flares up. Duh. And I forget sometimes it just irritates my eyelids.
Yeah, and people, this has been going on for years and years and years. And
no, it hasn't. It just started last year. Like,
oh, really?
Remember I found out in the end of October. Well, my rosacea I've been dealing with for probably about 2.5 years now. But I found out I was allergic to all the grass, all the weeds, and all the trees. The end of October of last year. So I was done cutting the grass. So it wasn't really bothering me. And, so then sometimes I just like, okay, let me get this stuff done. Let me do this. I got this. And my thing is, like, I had some other people that cut my grass and whatnot, but I like the way I weed eat the edges. Like, I haven't found anybody who really does really nice edging. So I think I'm a little anal about that. So, like, I have to edge it right.
Yeah, she's proud of her edging, people. Yeah. But I do remember.
And then I get bruises on my forearms because my weed eater is too tall for me.
Yeah, because I remember it was just over a year ago. You were over at my condo, and your sinuses were fucked up. And you're like, I got a doctor's appointment. I don't know what's wrong with me, but like.
Yeah, for allergy testing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because remember?
Yeah, you were over at my condo, and like your whole face was swollen. And I was like, what the hell happened to you? I don't know, my sinuses. Like, I'm just like, yeah, no, I feel you. I got sinus issues too,
Yeah, because remember, like, after being in the hospital last year and all this other stuff, and then all the other issues that I was having with. And then, like, my dermatologist wanted to make sure, check me, make sure I didn't have lupus or whatever. And then we did some other testing. And then she's like, let's test you for allergies. And then, because I was like, I've never been tested for allergies before. So we did that. And as soon as I did all my testing, oh my God, my arms were like, so did all that. And then after that test, then we came back and did the testing for like, I guess like perfumes and dyes and food allergens and whatever else.
Well, we know you didn't have lupus. We know you're loopy, but we know you don't have lupus. I was like, because you're like, I got tested for lupus. I'm waiting for the results. I'm like, oh, you ain't got that. You're loopy, but you ain't got lupus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thank God, but I do have like an autoimmune disease or whatever.
And it's crazy because my friend Debbie was the same way. You remember she was packed up, moving to Florida. Then she got really deathly sick. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with her, and she's allergic to everything known to man.
Yeah.
Out of fucking nowhere, and it's like, damn, that's, crazy, so.
I know. Like.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, with sinuses and stuff, I mean, it's just, it's fun getting old, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
It's just like, my biggest thing with this is, and this is how I feel. When we were younger and there was older people, aunts, uncles, cousins and all that, you never heard of people getting sick like this. I mean, people got sick, but not these weird ass allergy shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Makes me think, did they put something in our food? I mean, is that burger really real beef for $1?
Yeah, I don't know. But I just find it just weird how all of a sudden, like, I go 49 years, played out in grass, climbed trees, did whatever, and nothing bothered me. And then all of a sudden I'm allergic to all that.
Yeah, it's
Go figure.
It's just weird. It's just like, there's people that have to carry EpiPens and stuff. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just how things are. But yeah, that's just the cycle of life. But like you said earlier, you were asking me, but we went back to the music, how my weekend was.
Yeah,
I can officially say my mom's house is done, closed out, over with.
Nice.
So, Chrissy from the office and Will from the car club come over there with me. I only wanted a few people to go with me. I could have had 50 people come over and help me. But, yeah, we busted it out. We got my mom's truck out of the garage. I still couldn't get it to start. It's not locked up, but it's over at Old Schools right now. And my mom kept saying it's a damn battery. So, I don't know. It didn't have any fuel in it. So I put fuel in it, and you could hear it splash the bottom of the tank. It was that dry. So, no, it's probably something simple. But we are going to build a custom truck out of it. Because it was passed down to me, and obviously I'm going to do something with it cool, I mean.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good.
That's what kind of the plan is,
So then are you going to put the house up for sale now then?
House already sold.
Okay, already sold.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure if it meant you sold it or you got it all cleaned out.
Both.
Nice.
So, yeah, Goodwill, come by there today. Tomorrow, whatever's left, 1-800-GOT-JUNK is going to go in there and finish the rest. And by Friday, c'est la vie. So, I did realize some shit. And this is kind of interesting.
What's that?
So, you don't really go through your parents' shit, as an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You don't really go through their shit when you're a kid anyway, but going through my mom's stuff, there's a lot of traits of myself that I must have picked up off of her and never realized it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It was very weird. Like, I had to go through all of her drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what are we taking? What go? You know, everything's breaking up, right? So,
Yeah.
um, I guess she has the same thing like I do. I mean, she had 3 sock drawers.
Uh-huh.
So, just like me, I like new socks all the time. So, that's something I never really realized. You know, maybe I picked that up from her. I don't fucking know. Um, Knickknacks and stuff around the house. I have the same thing. People used to say, "Oh, your wife did a great job decorating your place." I'm like, no, it was me. You know, it's like, so I must have picked that up somehow from her. Um, there was just other little stuff. It just certain things, like in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
where she would put certain stuff. It was the same way I would put something. It's weird. It just, it's like, huh. I mean, they did raise me until I was an
No, I
adult.
get that.
So, it's just there's certain things that's just interesting. Um, like the salt and pepper, she doesn't keep it with all the spices. She keeps it in a different spot like I do, right by the stove. Just little weird shit. So, um, I mean, the big reason why it's taken so long to do this is it bothers me, people, when I go over there. And,
But there's nothing wrong with that.
well,
There's really nothing.
Well, and Leslie knows how I am. So, like, when my mom passed away, Leslie called me and she was like, I'll come to the hospital. And I was like, oh, no, no, you don't have to. And she goes, I'm there for you, you know? And I do really, really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, you're welcome.
it was hard, you know what I'm saying, that day. And it's been hard the last couple months. But there was a few things, the smart ass neighbors, um, you know, I'm not, this show isn't where we bitch about stuff, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
there was this neighbor wearing New Balances and he's on disability and he was like, oh yeah, your mom's truck, it should go to the scrap yard, you ought to just give it to me. And then he was over there another time and I was in the garage fucking around with the truck, right?
Yeah.
And there's a brand new Troy built mower there. It's like $600, $600. And I remember her buying it because it was self-propelled. And, she just kind of had to guide it, to cut the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was having trouble people coming out and actually working and cutting the grass, you know what I'm saying? It's like 3 weeks go by, it's like, where the hell's the lawn guy? I'll just have to hire another one, So finally, she got me involved, and then I ended up going off on 2 of these guys, because they'd never come by and cut the grass. And I'm like, you're getting paid. Why don't you do your damn job? Well, my point is, that guy across the street, the disabled guy, he ain't disabled, man. He's just working the government. I just hate that shit. But the point is he was like, yeah, that lawnmower doesn't run. I tried to get it to run for her. You ought to give it to me. I could use it for parts. Now I'm gonna tell you people something. So our final load, me and Will put that in the back of his truck, right?
Uh-huh.
And mind you, we don't know when this thing's been started last. It looks decent. On the 4th pull, this thing started up at the storage unit.
Oh, really?
And I got so pissed. I was like, it's so bad when people pass away and, oh, you ought to give that to me and that don't work. And, just like, bozo, go on and do your own shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it just irks me. But the thing is, we got it done. I know my mom would be happy.
Good.
There was an interesting thing Chrissy found in the closet. It was this mini ironing board, like really small, right?
Uh-huh.
And she goes, oh, look at this mini ironing board. This is so cool. And she was in the hall closet. I was in my mom's bedroom, and I kind of looked over and I was like, and I just kind of smarted off. I was like, yeah, you'll probably find a mini iron in there. And 2 minutes later, she's like, look at this mini iron. And it looked like something that belongs in a dollhouse, but the shit really works.
Nice.
So the only thing I can think of is my mom was a corporate person. She was vice president of Olin Mills Portrait Studio. She must have had this and traveled with it.
Probably.
You know, so yeah, I mean, there was interesting stuff. There was something else that was really interesting. And I'm going to tell you this, and then we're going to go back into the music. My mom and dad bought this bedroom set when I was a kid. I was really young. I was probably like 3, maybe 4, right? And I remember it being delivered, and, you know, because I have a lot of memories from way back then, like most people would never remember. And yeah, exactly, right? That's the reason why we're a lot alike. And so what's interesting is they had this big dresser and this huge mirror on it, right? I mean, like you can't hardly buy this kind of stuff anymore, you know what I'm saying? It's just like huge dresser, huge mirror. And in the top corner of this mirror is engraved a thing to my mom.
Aw.
And then in another corner, there's a thing that's engraved to my dad. Like, they physically did this. They didn't do it when I was a kid. I don't know if it's around the time my dad passed away. And the dresser's just trashed. I mean, the drawers are broke, all this other stuff. But the top part is really, really nice. And I showed Chrissy and Will, and I was like, hey, come look at this. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, oh, wow, that is so sweet. And I was like, that is really sweet. And more and more I stared at this thing. I was like, we have to take it with us.
Yeah.
You know, Stephanie from our vice president of our car club, she does woodwork and stuff and builds speaker box and all that. And we could repurpose this into a wall hanger or something, you know.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, because we're going to actually, she's already looked at it. It's over at her house now. We're going to clean it up and then sand it down. It's really beautiful cherry oak wood. And we're going to clean it up. And we're going to make a wall hanger. I'm going to do an accent wall in my living room. And, you know, because it's got shelves on this mirror, you know.
Okay.
And we're going to do an accent wall. Or I'm going to do an accent wall, and then I'm going to bolt this thing to the wall, you know what I'm saying? So.
No, I get it.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool. I figured if you would have seen it, and I thought about you Saturday, you know, I was like, man, if Leslie would have seen this would have brought a tear to her eye. I mean, it's so sweet. It's like something a husband and wife did, you know. And it's like, you know, and the thing is, maybe it was there when I was a kid, and maybe they had a stuffed animal, like, you know, because it has little shells, you know what I'm saying? You know, maybe they had something in front of it, or maybe, because they also had pictures and stuff that they kind of wedged in there, you know, how you would do on a mirror.
Yeah,
so
they probably had pictures and a little, maybe their wedding pictures or anniversary pictures or...
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll tell you one thing. They don't build shit like this no more. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I mean, but yeah, there was some stuff that we took out of the house. I mean, there was a lot of stuff we took out of the house, but there was certain stuff that I'm like, this is going to get redone and go to my condo. I definitely will tell you now, I can fully fill my China hutch up because, like, I have all the family heirlooms now. So,
there you go.
Yeah, there's something else I'll say, and we can go back in the music. You know how, like, I do this stuff at my condo, and I did it at my house, like, seasonal stuff, like, you know, when it's Halloween, the whole house is decorated Halloween. The whole thing is decorated for Valentine's Day. The whole thing is decorated for Christmas. My mom does the exact same shit. I never noticed it until when I was moving stuff, and I was like, huh, no shit. She's got all this,
there you go,
all this shit in here for every holiday. Now, I must have, weirdly enough, because my mom wasn't home much when I was growing up, you know? But weirdly enough,
she made sure you had the holidays available to you.
Yeah, we were so much alike, you know? Yeah, because, I mean, Chrissy was looking for pictures of when I was a baby, which I think I have all those already, but she did find some younger pictures of me, and she was like, damn, you favor your mom and dad a lot. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of a mix between them, you know. So, excuse me. But on that note, it's Monday, and who else would you not want to not ever kick it with, but you're kicking it with her tonight? And that'd be who?
That'd be me, your girl Leslie.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Hang out, guys. We'll be right back after this.